Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here. Welcome back to Omnia. I'm going to be talking about Abyss B right now. I'm going to go over a couple tips, tricks, a little things that I found out as I was doing this that really helped out, and a couple of notices that people didn't really read. By the way, Abyss B, the hardest thing in Abyss B is reading. Reading is important, guys. So let's jump in. Let me talk about everything. I did do a full clear, well, full-ish clear on this, but I did beat the 6th floor, fully completed that, 3rd floor fully completed, and the reason that you see cleared over here and not completed is because you don't have to complete the entire floor to advance to the next floor. So last night we completed the whole thing on stream. Stream was about 5 hours and a half or 6 hours and a half in total, but also with some Shiva farming and other stuff as well. But this took us about 5 hours to fully complete all 6 floors. Not fully, but yeah, you don't have to do these little ones. These ones are here just for extra rewards, so you can skip that and just go for the silver nodes and the gold nodes right away. But I'm going to go over each strategy I did to complete each floor, a little bit of tips. There is something in the notice that talks about Abyss B. It is a beta version, so the version here, the rewards here are not permanent. They probably going to last a very long time, and when I ended up beating Abyss B, it says that more installments are going to come in. So this is not just the end. These 6 floors, there's going to be more than these 6 floors as we go along, but this is a beta version, and there is an ending point for this, so it's not forever. And the reason I say that is because this event is not really for newer players. Newer players are going to have a hard time because a lot of these quests say clear with black crystals ×3, and you might not have 3 good characters that are black crystals that'll carry you through this. And also, this is not like FAOD for JP. This is kind of like a very washed down version. The hardest thing here is following these character lines. Like, you got to use one-handed weapon character and use 1 white crystal character. That's the hardest thing about this. Besides that, if you really don't care about the mission rewards, I know you want to, because there's a bunch of draw tickets, and there's weapon tokens in there, which is really good if you can get them. But in all honesty, you don't need to fully complete this. Even if you're a new player, don't be afraid to do this. Come in here and bring in your best party, because it doesn't restrict you from using just the white crystal or the one-handed weapon or the two-handed weapon. You can use whatever you want. You just won't get all these tier crystals, these tier 4 crystals, which is totally fine. For completing this, just for a full complete, most of these gives you 50 gems. So if you complete, that is a lot of gems that is in this. So come in here and bring whatever party you guys want. You don't have to clear this in one run. What you can do is bring in 1 character, white crystal, and your best characters. And when you beat it, come back in, take out that character, the white crystal, and then do this objective afterwards. You don't have to do all the objectives at once. You can go for the score first, bring your best party to get the score, to get those 50 gems, come back in, bring in 1 white crystal character to carry them with 2 really good characters of yours, and then come back in again and do the one-handed weapon with 2 really good characters that you have. You don't have to do these all in one shot. They're not locked together. So you can do this 3 times, 1 for the score, 1 for the white crystal, and 1 for the weapon. So these are little tips and tricks you guys can use. And another thing is that your friend unit is your best friend. I brought in a lot of Renoas. I brought in a lot of World of Final Fantasy Chibis. These ones over here, this really worked out because a lot of the requirements, because I wanted to one-shot everything, do it all at once. So I brought in a white crystal, I brought in a one-handed, but I was lacking AoE damage, and AoE damage is really important to complete that score, because the faster you complete it, the more score you get. So I came in here with a lot of friend units that were AoE, Renoa, Gobez, the World Final Fantasy twins. I brought a lot of that to clear a lot of the gold stuff, and even just the basic stuff. Like, again, you're just bringing like weak characters, and then you switch over to your friend unit to bring in those Chibis or Renoa, and you just run through everything like it's nothing. So what I did for this one, for a full clear right away, I'm going to tell you guys all my setups, what I did for each floor, and I'm going to go for the Cosmos run. Just for this floor over here, quest level 90, I ended up going with Titus, Selfie, and Warrior of Light. So Warrior of Light was my white crystal, Warrior of Light, and the best way to do stuff like this is to sort by, and you click on crystals, and you go through all your white crystals. But Warrior of Light was in here, and then I was like, okay, I need a one-handed weapon person. So I put it back on attack, went to filter, first tab on the top, I removed all, and I clicked on the one-handed dagger or sword there. And I had all these options, but I was like, I'll bring in Titus. So I brought in Titus, and then we brought in Selfie for the support. But basically, I covered just with Warrior of Light. He has a one-handed weapon, and he is a white crystal. The rest was because I thought the thing was going to be locked. So I was like, okay, I don't want to use too much powerful characters because I might get this all locked out for the next floor. That's completely wrong. Oh, sorry. Selfie is the one that has the wall and the drain. I should show you guys my full setup before we go any further. So Selfie was this one over here. She worked wonders in this as well too. She did really good, but that's my Selfie. So that was the setup I used for the first one because I didn't want to use anything too powerful that if I got locked out, I wasn't too worried about. But each floor, each strata that you guys see is only locked on that floor. But there is no locks until you hit the 3rd floor. So we're gonna go to the 2nd floor. These all, again, the gold nodes here, the hardest part is just matching. Use white crystal, use one-handed ×2. Read that part, guys. You don't know how many times I screwed this up on stream. I was like, oh, white crystal one-handed, let's go in. And then I beat it and I didn't get the requirement. And I'm like, what happened? And I go look and it says ×2 or ×3. So make sure you guys are really paying attention to this and try to get characters like Warrior of Light here who do both of them. So with one character, I got one white crystal and one-handed, and then Titus here would be the second one-handed, and I bring another white crystal like Sarah or Lena or something. So you have those options there to do it, but you don't have to fully complete these. These enemies aren't too crazy HP'd, so it's just come in with a really strong team and then come in again and carry just the white crystals and so on and so on. But yeah, floor 3 is where it starts to get a little bit tricky. So we get to floor 3, and this is where you start having the lockout. Now you can see what I completed these events with. For the top left one, I did Warrior of Light, Auron, and Sephiroth, and this worked out pretty good. I don't want to cancel these because it's going to unlock them, but that's what I did for this one. Warrior of Light, Auron, Sephiroth, full clear, no problem. Bottom left, I did Lightning, Zack, and I did Squall over here. That cleared the bottom left. On the bottom right, I did Quistis, Titus, and Bartz. And then for the top right, I did Lael. My Lael does not have his EX. He only has 35 and 15, and I don't think his summon boards are fully completed. But Lael still did a very good job in this just by himself. Those knockups give you higher score, meaning more turns you guys can use to complete this. But I went with Lael, Lilith, and Sarah. Sarah does have her EX, which made her really good, but even without her EX, you can still carry for sure. Now, this is going to be the first one I wanted to show you guys. This is going to be all the tips and tricks, and the next video after this, I'm going to show you floor 6, floor 4, and 5, but I'm not going to go over all of these little tips and tricks. I'm just going to go straight into the Cosmos event. To show you guys a quick little example of what I talked about, like the friend unit, bringing in an AoE friend unit. So we got to need a character, Black Crystal. We'll just bring in Squall over here, and then we need a Buster Sword ×3. So, not Buster Sword, two-handed sword ×3. So I'm going to bring two-handed, and let's just pretend that these guys are super weak. So I'm going to jump in, have Ifrit. What I'm going to do is bring in like Renoa or the World Final Fantasy Twins, and you're going to see how this is basically going to carry all by itself. So let's bring in Renoa, and this is how I complete a lot of the silver content and a lot of the gold node content as well. So let's say none of your units can beat this. You are just down low right now. There is 3 rounds currently, and you want all the completion here. Bring in Renoa and activate the Angel Wings on the first turn, and whatever you guys have for that full clear, they're going to be the cleanup job. Or Renoa is just going to blast through everything. So this is like one of the biggest tips I have for you guys. Your friend unit will carry for you. Fully carry for you. There we go. Wave 2 done. You can bring whatever you want. I'm not going to use Jack. I'm not going to use Sephiroth's abilities at all. I'm just going to use my Renoa friend or World Final Fantasy's friend. Now here's 3,000 bravery. Any unit can do that. HP attack. Skeleton's going to go for his buff. Sephiroth's just going to do an HP attack. That's it. That's a full clear. That's how I beat all of this content. Your units are just there for the requirements. Your friend unit will carry you. Look, I even got a better score because I don't think that's what I did for this. I think this is where I was still trying hard, trying to bring my own units and not bring a good friend unit and save them all for the end. But as I went through, that was the best strategy for basically everything. Even the gold nodes. Having a friend unit to clear all the trash wave and saving your units for the bosses really made a big difference. So that's like a huge tip I really want to give you guys. Okay, so one of the final tips I want to give you guys is the summon. The summon does matter a lot, and it depends what quest you do. There's 3 summons that I really recommend for this place, and first one is Shiva. Shiva gives you 15% attack boost no matter if you have max HP, low HP. If your character is dead, it always has that buff. Well, you know, if it's dead, it doesn't have anything. But it also raises your speed by 20% while your bravery is less than initial bravery. Initial bravery is the bravery that you start off with each wave. So whatever that number is, as long as you have that bravery or less, you get 20% increase. So after you use an HP attack, you'll be at 0. Your character will have faster speed. So this is really good for constant 15% attack no matter what. So if you're using Renoa, you always have that 15% attack there, or characters that hurt themselves, or if you get hurt from a boss. Then you've got Ifrit. Ifrit, as long as your characters are full HP, you have a healer, you're always going to have 25% HP, or sorry, not HP, attack boost, which is really, really good. And that's at least if you have 80% or more. So make sure you have a healer or you're not getting hit with HP attacks. So against the worms, this wouldn't be a good idea. Shiva would be a good idea going against the worms. Now, against the worms or anyone that's really fast and you know you can clear the waves really quickly, but when you get to the boss, you want to have your summon because you can do a cheap kill. Sylph or Chocobo is your option here. Make sure that all these summons are above level 11. Once they hit level 11, they'll have their max ability for max speed and summon rate and all that. And I'm going to show you guys an example by going into one of the gold nodes over here to show you guys just blasting through with that ability. So again, first tip was bring in the AoE character for all that wave clear if your party doesn't have it. I do have Squall here, but let's just bring that in just in case. So Bis B57. We're going to start off with Renoa. Renoa's going to, not Renoa, my god. Sarah. Sarah's going to do her wound. I really want that thing in the middle to die because he knocks back your character. So Squall's going to lose his turn right now, which really sucks. And then C gets his turn, which might break him. Almost broke him. So you got to be careful with stuff like that. But if you have the wave, don't have the wave clear, you would obviously use the twins here. I'm just going to use Squall because it doesn't really matter. But this is the point. You see how fast this is leveling up right now? It's going all the way to the max. So by the time we hit the last wave, if you're using Shiva, if you're using Ifrit, if you came to this third wave, you wouldn't have this summon up and ready. And if you don't want the opponent to take a turn, then you bring in Sylph or Chocobo for this condition specifically. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to break B first. Renzukin. I should use Solid Barrel, but let's just say it's a whatever that's happening right now. I don't want either of them to take a turn. So as much as Aiko would be really cool right now, we're going to switch over Aiko for the twins, get more AoE damage in there, because I want to kill these two at the same time. But we also want that turn rate to go up. So if you have a knockup or something, that helps too. Here's Sarah. Sarah's going to do her AoE damage as well. Looking pretty good. And again, I'm going to go with the AoE damage. So summon's almost there. We missed out on the buff, but if you spent a little bit more time on the previous waves to level up your summon by like not one-shotting everything like I did with Squall, go between all that. But now they did their buffs and their debuffs, which kind of sucks, but we can still get through this. Now that we have all this, we're going to use our last character right before the last one. So we got a couple more turns actually, but let's just say you need the summon. Here you go, use the summon, boom, Moonlight, everything dies, we're all happy. Dead and dead. They were supposed to die at the same time, but the point is if you need that early summon because you want to go into the summon wave because you're having issues, don't bring in one of the stronger summons that have a better ability. Bring in the faster summons who allow you to have those 5 extra turns so the boss doesn't get a turn. And this is really good against the worms. The worms is the best example to use quick summons or Sylph for the healing so you get that health condition. That's like one of the biggest tips I want to give you guys. So that's going to shine mostly on the worms. I just picked any one of the gold ones to show you guys you don't need to use Ifrit and Shiva for everything. Bring in a quick summon to kill those annoying bosses that you need an extra turn or 2 or all 5. That summon does make a big difference. So that's pretty much all the tips and tricks I want to give you guys. I'm pretty sure I missed a couple of them here and there, or there's going to be different ones as I go to the higher floors. But that's going to be for my Cosmos videos when I do floor 3 Cosmos and all the other Cosmos as we go above. I'll make a video for each one that I full cleared and how I did it. I do stream on Twitch if you guys ever want to come out, hang out, watch what I do live. We did beat all this last night when it first released. It took us 5 hours and a half to complete it all. I do stream over at twitch.tv/SmellyOctopus. There will be a link down below in the description and in the comment section. So if you guys want to come hang out, ask any questions, if you need help, I do have a Discord community as well. There's a Discord channel for Opera Omnia. Go on there, ask for help. I'm pretty sure someone will help you guys out, or myself if I do got the time there. But hopefully something here helped you guys out. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.